Assalamu alaikum, dear sisters and brothers. For tonight's dinner, we're going to prepare two dishes. Our main dish is a stew, and it's called Khoresh Aloo, and that's basically like a stew made with prunes or like plums, dried plums and prunes, and it has chicken in it, and it has a very delicious saffron sauce. And the side dish is called Kotlet, and Kotlet basically is just like a meat patty with potatoes and some breadcrumb. So we're going to start with our first dish, which is the stew, and I'll grab my ingredients and show you what we have to use for this stew, and then we will show you how to cook it. So here I have the ingredients for my stew, Khoresh Aloo, and this stew is very simple to make, and basically like you need just like an onion, some chicken and some prunes, which I already soaked in water, and you should keep the water, we're going to use it for cooking. So I'll chop my onion finely, and then I'll show you how to continue with the cooking process. Cook the stew, the Khoresh Aloo that we had. I chopped the onions for it. I have a pot here, a deep pan. Just gonna add a bit of oil, and I'll add the onions. I'll just give it a quick stir, and I'm gonna leave it over medium-high heat for 5 minutes, almost 3 to 5 minutes. You know, until just it softens and it becomes translucent. Then I'll come and fry my chicken and then continue the cooking process. So onions are ready. I'm gonna add the chicken to it, and I'm gonna fry the chickens over medium heat. I want them both to cook and fry at the same time. I don't want to raise the heat, otherwise it will like fry and get crispy. I don't want that. I just want it to cook while slowly frying. Fried a bit and they changed color, so they're just like halfway cooked. They're not cooked yet, but they are, you know, they form like this beautiful golden skin on them. So I'm just gonna add some turmeric to that, and some salt. And just tiny bit of black pepper. This stew is sweet and sour, so we don't need any spices in it. We're gonna add saffron, but not now. Just gonna give it a good stir, add some water, and then add the saffron and continue the cooking process. So I'll just add the prunes that I soaked with the water. So I'm adding the whole thing, the water and the prunes. And to that I'll add some more water. But you don't have to add much because we don't want the sauce to be very soggy. It has to be like, you know, light, but not very thin. Now it's the time to add the saffron. So this stew basically is just like yellow. It's like a light orange, dark yellow color because of the saffron and also the turmeric that we added. So I'll raise the heat here. I'll raise it to high and I'll put a lid, and when it starts boiling I'll reduce the heat to medium-low, and then I'll continue cooking for half an hour. Then the stew will be ready. So this is beautifully boiling, and you can see the saffron started changing the color of the chicken and the sauce. I'll just turn these. I'll just reduce the heat and put the lid on and leave it cooking for 30 minutes. So the chicken is cooked. The stew is almost ready. You just have to add some lemon to it to give it that sour flavor. To that I will add some sugar. Not much. You can leave out the sugar if you don't like it to be sweet, or add just a bit. I'll just stir it, and then I'll leave it to cook for another 10 minutes, but I'm not gonna put the lid on. So I'll keep the same temperature, medium heat, and I'll leave it to simmer for 10 minutes. So the stew is ready, and I'll just get my bowl and I'll plate the stew. So now we're gonna prepare our cutlet, and for that we need egg, some potatoes that I just boiled and mashed, and then some minced meat. It can be lamb or beef or mixture. And also we need spices like salt, pepper, some turmeric, and we need lots of saffron in this. And also we need some onion. So I'll grab my onion, I'll just leave it here on the side. So for this recipe I'll start with the eggs. I'll start with 2, and if it needs more I'll add. So I'll just whisk the eggs. So you don't have to start with the eggs first. It's up to you, but I don't want to, you know, use so many balls, so I'm using only one ball. So I started with the eggs just to make sure the eggs are fine and they're not, you know, they don't have any blood or anything in it. Then I'll proceed with the onions. I just have to use a grater and just grate the onion into my egg. So I have the eggs and the onion. I'll just mix them. I'll add the mashed potatoes that I have. I'll add some black pepper to this. You can add some chili flakes to that to make it a bit like more spicy. And just add some turmeric and some saffron. I'll mix it properly, then I'll add the minced meat to it. I'll add the meat and then I'll use my hand. You can wear gloves if you like, but I don't like to wear gloves, so I prefer to use my hands because I like to, you know, just feel and touch the food that I'm preparing. That makes me feel like understand the texture and you know, how sticky this sort of dough we're making. So this needs a bit more meat, so I'll add some more. So if you're just mixing it with a spoon, you will notice like how much meat you need, and you might end up with like lots of potato or lots of meat. So best way is to do it like using your hand, not a spoon and not even a glove. Next thing I will add to this, it's some flour, just all-purpose flour, white flour. I'll just add a bit and I'll mix it and make sure. I'll just add a bit and I'll see if I need to add more. So this is ready. Needs no more flour or egg or anything. It's just the right consistency. So I'll just keep this in the refrigerator until it's iftar time and I'm ready to fry these. So I'll fry my kotlet, which we made previously and it was in the refrigerator. So to be able to fry that, we have to do another step, and that's using some breadcrumb, just normal breadcrumb. You can use plain or you can use the Italian spiced or any kind of spice. And also you can add some chili flakes or any other spice that you like to this. I prefer to use the plain one because I want to feel the saffron flavor that I already have. To that I will add some flour. I'll just quickly mix it. I'll add just a bit more. So you have to use like same amount of flour, same proportion, flour and the breadcrumb. Now I'll just take small balls of this Kotlet mixture that we prepared. It's about like 2-inch in diameter, and just place all of the balls that I'm gonna make in this breadcrumb and flour mixture. So I'll basically just put all these balls to one side and just take one and just simply I'll put it this way and press it down, and while pressing I'll shape it. I want to make like an oval patty like this, or you can simply make it any shape you like. You can even use cookie cutters for that and shape it, but I'll just go with the authentic way. Simply just put the patty that you just made in that breadcrumb and flour that we had. Make sure it's fully covered with that mixture. I'll just continue with the rest of the balls and the rest of the Kotlet mixture that I have, and then I'll show you how to fry them. So I've put some oil in my pan, and I'll just start frying my Kotlet that I just shaped. You can see them. I'm just gonna put them in the pan. So I'll leave them over medium-high heat, but I have to keep a very close eye on them. I don't want to burn them, but I just want both sides to be golden. So maybe I'll leave them for 5 minutes, then I have to flip them and fry the other side. Use my cookbook, Authentic Iran, explore Iran's culture, and learn how to cook more than 100 of Iran's delightful recipes. Get your copy on Amazon or on express.com.
Pum 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 pum.